Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Lori J Journals. Happy New Year. I have been falling behind on my videos. I haven't done very many in the last couple of months. Life has just been busy. I decided to get back in the swing with Junk Journal January, so here I am today, kind of getting caught up on the first 3 days. It's January 3rd. So I thought I'd recap what I did to start and work on day 3, which is today. And that is, I'm going to do that right here on the video. So here is my junk journal that I created specifically for Junk Journal January in true junk journal form. I scrapped together some papers that I had, some random papers, an open envelope, painted book page that was supposed to be something, some random. These are pages, when you clean off your brayer while you're jelly printing. So it's just a scrap together journal. The cover is a paper bag, and I wanted to keep it contained and not overwhelming. I haven't done junk journal January, say that 10 times fast, in a couple of years, and I really feel like I need it this year, something to stay focused, to try some new things, and to get out of my comfort zone. So here's my cover. It's just, as I said, a brown paper bag. I decorated over it. This is actually paper towel that got dyed from while I was working on a project, some other random pieces. This right here is just a hidden paper clip. I thought it added texture, and it's also holding closed the inside of the paper bag that I left open. Inside here is the Junk Journal January prompt list from Meg Journals. I printed that out and put it in here. Not so much for reference while I'm working, but like historically, I like to have it in there as kind of the document of what this journal project was. And probably want to do something on this inside cover, but I haven't gotten there yet. What I wanted to show you today is I did most of yesterday's prompt, which was envelope. And then I brought together my ideas for today's, which is tickets. So I'm just going to get a little caught up. I'm really in love with this envelope I made. So a couple of things. First of all, coincidentally, the first page of my journal was a piece of envelope. So that kind of worked out fun. And then I took scraps of all different envelopes. Like I have a folder with envelope fodder, junk mail envelope fodder that I use for different things. And I took a few pieces of different ones and I pieced them together and constructed this hodgepodge envelope out of envelope fodder. And you can see there's different patterns. This one actually under here, I don't know how well you can see it, is blue, has blue print. The rest are gray and black. And then I finished off the envelope with a piece of vellum so that you could see not only what's in the envelope, but the inside of the envelope. As I mentioned, cut pieces, I sewed around the edges. And then inside, I just thought with Junk Journal January and my goal to kind of create more, use more of what I have, I put some favorite scrap pieces in here. And perhaps while I'm working through Junk Journal January, I'll come pull them out and use them for something. But in the meantime, they're inside the envelope. And because it's vellum, you can see the inspiration. Okay, and then I decorated with a couple of pieces of scrap fabric and a heart because I love hearts and I often use them. And I think I'm going to use them more this year. I think it's a running theme for me. It reminds me to keep my heart in everything. I know that's kind of corny, but it is what it is. I'm going to glue this envelope down into my first page. And here's what I love about Junk Journal January. When I was getting ready to start this, I went and found an old one that I did, I think 2 or 3 years ago, because I mentioned I didn't do it last year. And it reminded me that one of my favorite things about Junk Journal January is trying new things, and then it almost becomes like an idea book. So you have it in your journal forever. And if you're looking for ideas, like you're feeling kind of stagnant, or you're trying to fill up a journal and you need some ideas for what to put in it, you can go back to these Junk Journal January, Junk Journal July if you do it, and you can see little things that you've done and possibly repeat them. Like I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, I love the idea of this makeshift envelope that I hodgepodged together, and I can totally see doing that again, especially in, some of my journals are specifically centered around repurposing, and this would be a great thing to do. Okay, so I already knew I was going to glue this down in here, and I know there's some blank space here. So there's two things I thought of. I did bring over, I thought I did, yeah. Just a little chipboard that says, do what you love, to remind me, like I've mentioned before, I have a full-time job in education. I love my job and what I do, but I love creating even more. And this is my outlet. So when I'm in my craft studio, which is really also my office, and I'm working, it's just a reminder to spend time doing what I love. So I might glue that down there. I'm not sure. But in the meantime, another thing, cute little add-on. A couple of months back, one of the journal groups that I participate in, we did these little itty bitty envelopes. They're just little 2-inch squares. And then I, of course, stuck a heart inside. So I already made this one. I thought I would make another one. I'll just show you really quickly. I don't know whose idea this was. I don't take any credit for it. But you just take a 2-inch square and you fold in the two sides so that they overlap, right? Like that's what an envelope looks like. And then you fold up the bottom part. And you've got a little envelope. And you can fold down the top if you want and create the flap. But I kind of like the look of it. I kind of like the look of it with the open top. And the thing you just have to be really careful of is that you don't glue it shut, because that sometimes happens. And then in true Lori fashion, I thought I'd stick another little heart in there. And this is one of my, I make these like just random watercolor painty papers, and then I cut out wonky hearts with them. Sometimes I put sentiments on them. And I thought I could either, I don't know. One of the things that you can do is you can almost create like charms out of them. So I could hang them off the page. I think I want to do that. Let's see. Do I have my... I don't have my small hole punch. Let's see. Here we go. So this is just one of those tiny little hole punches. It just makes a nice clean hole. I could have used my awl or even a pencil, but when I'm working small, I kind of like this. And I actually like to do it this way so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then, so the question is, what do I want to dangle them on? I think maybe a belt pin, like one of these. See if I can, I think I want to do it this way. And maybe 2 is too much because you don't see them as much, but for now, I'm gonna leave both. Again, it's another reminder of a fun thing that I learned how to do, that I got really into. I remember right after we did this in my these in my journal group, I went on a road trip and I took this little container of pre-cut 2-inch squares on my trip, and then I spent a good hour folding little little envelopes. And I think because it tends to work better to pin these to fabric, I think I'm going to take, I just took this, you know, I have a little scrap jar over here. Maybe layer some. Let me see, I've got kind of a pinkish and a green. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I've always got scraps in the jar. I keep them really close because I love to play with scrappy fabric. Yeah, I'm just going to put a tiny stitch in that right here in my sewing machine just to hold them together. It's not even going to show because of the pin, but it makes it easier to glue them down. And it never hurts to have a couple more scrappy strings, right? All right. Put a little glue on that. You can, you know, when you make these little fabric bits, you can certainly cut all the strings off. I usually don't because I think they're fun right where they are. Adds a little more texture to the page, and it makes it easier to pin. I'd rather pin to fabric than to paper. And these are tiny little, very lightweight envelopes. So they don't need, you know, I probably should have waited till that fabric dried, but that's okay. And then I've got those two. So talk about envelope. I've got background paper that's envelope. I've got this envelope that I constructed out of pieces of envelope. And then I've got my two little baby envelopes with hearts dangling. And then I don't know, I feel like this is too skinny. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of ink, just so it's not. All I did was grab one of these distress ink daubers from my drawer with ink already on it. Hit it with a little pink, and then let me try one more thing before I glue this down. You know, I have a small obsession with fabric, and sometimes a little fabric underneath won't make it look so kind of skinny and narrow. So maybe, yeah, I don't know if I love that either. I mean, it matches this, so it's the same fabric. Maybe it's too much, maybe it's not, but I'm gonna go with it because I don't want to overthink things too much. Junk Journal January is about experimentation and play, and I'm gonna go with it. So hit it with some glue. I think I might be backing myself off camera here accidentally. All right. So I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to bunch it a little. I don't want it to dry so straight. I think that's the look that I don't really like. All right. I think I'm happy with that. So again, envelope paper happens to be the page in the background. I've scraped together little pieces and scrapped them together to make an envelope. And then I added these two little mini envelope charms. I'm really, really happy with this. So now let's go to day 3, which is tickets. And I do collect a lot of tickets. I just watched, oh my goodness, and I'm blanking on her name. I feel terrible now. It's the contributing artist who did day 3. It's in Meg's playlist, which is, it's day 3 and it's tickets. And she was talking all about how a lot of places you don't get tickets anymore. Everything's done electronically, and that, sometimes if you order things differently, she's talking about airline tickets. So instead she uses boarding passes. Anyway, I am a member of the local Broadway theater. We have the option of ordering our season tickets in paper form, and they mail them to you. And I do that every year. I like to have the ticket in my hand. This is a while back. This is back from March of 2022. We went to, what is the theater called? Ooh, darn. Oh, the Lab Theater. It was the Lab Theater locally, and we went to a show, and we ordered tickets, and they gave us real tickets, which was fun. So I'm going to use this ticket. I've already, I was kind of thinking what I wanted to do with it. Did I want to alter it? Do I want to leave it so you can see what it is? And it already has this perforation here. That's the part that they usually tear. That they don't really tear them anymore. They just take the barcode on a scanner. So I thought I would fold it up and make a little pocket. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stick a couple of stitches in here. I'll do that quickly. One side, now I'll do the other. And I'm not going to do it across the bottom because I have the fold. There's no need to do that. And then what I thought I would do is put some other tickets in there. As I mentioned, I'm starting, I belong to the local theater, and we're starting our season. We just got our tickets. Our first show coming up is Jersey Boys. I go with my friend, same friend every year. We've been season ticket holders for, I think, 5 years maybe now. We've seen a lot of shows together. And I might decorate this part just because, I don't know. I looked in, I don't know if any of you have these. Let me find it and show you what I'm talking about. These little dictionary booklets. I love them. I got a whole set of them. And they have little words with words with definitions and stuff on them. And I often try to, if I want to use one, I try to find something that it goes with. Like I knew I was going to use this ticket, so I looked for theater. It wasn't in there because it obviously doesn't have every word. I did find envelope, which I thought was funny. I pulled that out in case I wanted to use it, but I didn't. And I found these 3, and I'll tell you why I chose them. So I have embrace. I have acceptance, and I have talent. Okay, so obviously talent, when you're at a show, right? I also looked up show, by the way. I looked up show, theater. You know what I didn't look up was performance. Let's just look really quick and see if I have that in here. It's not every word, obviously. They pick random words, some from each letter of the dictionary. If I have performance, ooh, perform, look at that. There we go. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. So I could use talent, I can use perform. I think I'm going to use perform. I feel like it goes really well with the whole idea of a show. I could ink this up if I wanted. I find that less and less I'm inking things. If I'm going particularly vintage, I do. But I just I forget. All right, so perform. I think that's cute. All right. And then I thought, I have some tickets. I have a bunch of tickets in my stash here. but I thought it would be fun if I put some of my theater tickets from this year in there. So for now, I'm going to do a placeholder just for my pocket. And yeah, and once, so it's a pocket made of a ticket using tickets. You know, it's like my envelope. I guess that's my theme. I made an envelope out of envelope parts. I made a pocket out of tickets and put tickets in it. It just goes to show it doesn't have to be complicated, right? I could have done more. I could have altered the ticket. I could have done more. I can probably even do some more up here, and I might. But I feel like I hit the prompt, and I didn't have to spend too much time laboring over it, okay? So, Junk Journal January, Meg Journals sponsors it. There's a whole host of creators who are doing daily videos. Here's my cover, day 1. Here's my envelope, day 2. And here's my ticket, day 3. I'm going to try to do a video every couple of days. So, I'm not going to do 30 every single day. But I will share what's going on in my journal. Even if I only do one day, I'll do a flip through and show you what I've been doing so far. My goal is to complete every prompt for Junk Journal January this month. It's really to help me kick back into new ideas and creating every day, not just to sell or to give to other people, but to create for myself. And I hope you'll do the same. So head on over to Meg Journals and you can get all of the prompts for Junk Journal January. Thanks for watching.